There's one thing I want to clarify before I go on. I am not making this video for sympathy votes. I am making this video to hopefully help and inspire other people that have been through similar situations as myself or are going through the same situations as I am going through now. This is a little bit of my life story and hopefully it will help other people. I was born and raised in Bentley with my mum and my sister. My mum was a single parent and my dad left when I was born. Growing up was not easy. Not only at a very early age did I experience that I was different, I experienced that I knew my sexuality was different, I knew my sex was different. I was severely bullied. This video might be a little bit hard for me to make and I apologise now. I can remember being 6 years old and playing in my garden in Bentley, and I was being bullied by a guy that was 16, that's 10 years older than me. I remember once playing in my garden, I was probably playing in the mud or something, and this lad came over and he grabbed me by my hair, dragged me to the bottom of my street, smashed my head against a wall and forced me to eat his spit. This carried on all of my childhood life. I didn't have any childhood. I didn't feel safe playing in my own garden. I realised at a very young age that life is cruel and that I had to grow up really fast. Mum didn't work and we didn't have a lot of money, and people used to brick our windows and spit at my mum and used to walk past me like, "Hey big spender," and used to proper take the piss, and it was really difficult. This carried on all of my childhood life until I moved house from where I was living at the age of 11, but unfortunately things didn't get any better. I have been attacked on the streets verbally and abusively. I was pretty much hospitalised by three fully grown men that decided they didn't like the way I was, so they got out of the car and jumped me. I went to primary school and nobody really wanted to be my friend. I actually didn't have a friend. I didn't have anybody. I had myself. And then from there, primary school was bad. Yeah, primary school was really bad. My body and stuff, I was experiencing things within myself that sent me a little bit weird. I knew that there was something there with my sexuality and my sexual preference and stuff. I realised that I wasn't like everybody else and that I was different in some respects. And not really knowing how to deal with it and not really having anybody to speak to about it was difficult enough to deal with it on my own. I dealt with it, maybe not in the best way, but I dealt with it. I did end up on antidepressants at the age of 16 and I was seeing a psychiatrist every day of the week. High school was even worse. High school, I luckily found a couple of friends that didn't know exactly who I was or deep down what I was feeling, just because I didn't tell anybody. They knew bits. I was so bullied at high school. I never used to turn up to my PE lessons because I'd have to get changed in front of all the lads, and they would all push me around the changing room and call me all sorts of names and slap me across the back of the head and all of this, and I dealt with that. I dealt with it as best as I could. I didn't really turn up at school that much because I was breaking inside and I was scared. I was really scared. I was scared not only for my own safety, I was scared about my mental well-being. I could feel it crushing me, and I knew that if I was to continue to keep going, that things were only just going to get worse. I did drop out of high school at the end of year 10, so I didn't do any of my GCSEs, because I couldn't handle it anymore. It was just a little bit too hard to bear. And then it was weird because growing up I asked myself if there was something wrong with me, with going primary school and no one wanting to speak to me, and going high school and everybody bullying me and calling me all these names, and my dad leaving. I thought, is there something wrong with me? Am I doing something wrong? That I wasn't, and now I realise I wasn't. But at the time, that's all I could think about, that I was different and it's my fault, and I blamed myself for so many years that I really shouldn't have done. Along with that, it's the whole being judged. I get judged a lot. Like, I can't really go anywhere without people deciding they want to voice their opinion on how I look or the way I live my life, and it's not needed and something that I've got to deal with, but it gets hard, it gets real hard. Unfortunately, home life as well was difficult. I didn't really like my mum's partner at all, and just caused a lot of pain, and the relationship I did have with my mum has been slightly ripped apart by this man, and she was the only person I had. And it's hard to feel like you're losing somebody that you care about so much. Her other half really dislikes me for whatever reason and has a massive problem with me. That also makes life really difficult for home now as well. Being on the streets, people throw stuff. I've been on buzzies. Travelling to college and stuff like that, travelling to college to try to do what I want to do and do what I enjoy. I've been sitting at the front of the bus and had people throw bottles at me, and hearing people sitting out in a bus for a good 45 minutes, hearing people talk about you, saying how disgusting you are, having people take pictures of you and upload it on Facebook on the phone and being like, what a fucking mess. It's not nice, it's not nice at all. You suck it up and you deal with it, and there's, what can you do in the situation? That's all you can do. You just gotta be a strong person. I can also remember a story as well, that I was on a bus once and this woman got on with a newly born baby that wasn't even 1 year old. And she sat there, and she was with a friend, and she sat there and said to her friend, look at that boy, what a fucking mess. If he ever turns out like that, talking about a child, I'm gonna kill him. Kind of a mother's that. Her friend turned around and said, don't worry, you wouldn't have to, because if you did, I'd do it for you. I was sitting there thinking, I don't care what you're saying about me. I'm used to it, I'm a strong person, I can deal with it. But my God, I feel sorry for your child. I feel so sorry for that kid. If that kid, whatever that kid goes through in his life now, he's not going to be able to tell you. Not with a mother like that. But again, I'm a strong person, but it does hurt. It hurts to think that someone can sit there and say that, not only about you, about their own child. Is disgusting. I was dyslexic. Well, I am dyslexic. I am. And going through high school and primary school, being dyslexic, people used to call you thick. You're thick, Ashley. You aren't going to get anywhere in life, Ashley, because you're thick. Do you even know how to spell your own name, Ashley? I do, obviously. But hearing that continuously, every day, you're thick, you know, good. Do you even know how to spell queer? It's been hard, it's been really difficult. As I said before, my mum's boyfriend didn't like me, and yes, that turned into a case of domestic violence. So for anyone out there that's been through domestic violence and feels like, wow, this is hard. It is, yeah, trust me, I know it's difficult. But don't break. Don't you dare break. All you've got to do is suck it up and tell yourself it's not your fault, you're doing nothing wrong. And you're not doing anything wrong. It shouldn't ever happen, and you should get yourself away from the situation as quick as you can. Being bullied at school and stuff like that, tell somebody, speak up, don't hold it in, because it's one of the worst things you can do. Go to your teachers, tell a friend. If your friend tells somebody that needs to be told, don't hold it in, do something about it. For all you people that might be on antidepressants, just don't feel guilty. Don't think my happiness lies on a tablet. No, it doesn't.